let's get on to my topic then. In the spirit of that, I'm going to talk about D&D because we got our first quote splat book. I guess that's what they're calling it, wasn't it?
Like
the first
years later,
official splat book. It's not like really, but
yeah, usually the term splat book comes from like being focused on a thing, and this is not quite focused. So I don't know if splat book is technically accurate, but yeah,
it might
it's
be a
basically
different term I
splat book.
heard. But yeah, it's Xanathar's guide to everything. If you haven't been paying attention to
Character options.
Yep, character options out the wazoo. So yeah, this I believe released to some stores last Friday. I picked up my copy because I'm
Official release is the 21st.
Yep, because I'm running a D&D campaign right now. Doesn't really help with the character options because everybody's like level 8 right now, but still, the whole first chapter, and it's probably a good like half of the book, is character options. So the book has 31 subclasses. Some of those are borrowed from Unearthed Arcanas, and
the last chapter is spells, which is 4 characters. So it's like mostly just character options.
Yeah. So we get a lot more options for your characters. Like every class gets an option, at least 2 in this book. So no longer
I think Wizard only gets 1.
Yeah, Wizard gets 1. They're the only one that gets 1.
But I already have the most because they have 1 for every school of magic.
Exactly. Them and clerics have like the most. So so now Ranger even has stuff. It's not just like Beastmaster and the Colossal Slayer or whatever it is. And then they did the Unearthed Arcana where they kind of like hybrided them together a little bit almost.
Yeah. Most of these options came from the Unearthed Arcana. They existed there, and then they further refined them and put them in the game. So if you've been following Unearthed Arcana, you've probably seen all of these classes before.
saw some of them. I was actually, I remember following some of it and seeing some of them. What do you guys? How much of you guys have actually gotten a chance to look through and read it, though?
I've read
pretty much everything.
I've read most of it. It's not a very long book. It's only like 200 pages.
Is there anything in there from what we saw when it was first being put out for testing to the final product that you see in the book that you were surprised on a change of?
No.
I didn't really pay attention to much to the production of it. I just knew it was coming, and I wanted it.
Yeah. Well, I've looked at all the Unearthed Arcana classes, but like I haven't like studied them in depth because I just haven't played with them.
Like all the options seem pretty cool and interesting to me for the most part, actually. Like I thought they did a pretty good job with the classes, like the subclasses in the book. Every class gets some cool like neat background details that you can use for your character. It's almost like a little mini 20 questions for each class, which is very neat. So like a warlock you might answer more questions about your patron or how you came to be a servant of their patron, or if you're a druid, like who your master is, who taught you your druidic magic and stuff. Go on, Mal.
I was gonna say each like when you get to a class's archetypes, they generally have something like heraldry for fighters and stuff. And then after all the archetypes, they have like, how'd you become a whatever your class is and stuff like that. So they've got quite a bit of like stuff for you to think about your character.
Yep, neat little backstory stuff to help you flesh out your PC. It's got some stuff for like druids where it'll go, here's where you can find some of these beasts that you want to wild shape into if you want to like look for them.
Or if you grew up here, you probably know all of these.
Yep. And it's got more eldritch evocations for warlocks.
Yeah,
so they get a lot more stuff to work with and pick from.
Yeah.
It's got a really decent sized list of racial feats in the book. So I think they're all racial feats. I don't think there's one that's just
they're all racial.
So some are pretty neat. What's your favorite new subclass, Mel?
Hexblade.
Windmill
Slam. Hexblade.
Gish. Gishing it up as the warlock.
I can make the Gish or warlock now.
Is Hexblade a warlock option?
It's a patron, and you get a sentient blade.
Your patron is basically like a weapon.
Most likely forged from the Raven Queen. And you get charisma to attack and damage.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
So it's Path to the Blade, but better.
Well, and if so, yeah, because this is your patron, so you can still choose whatever pact. And you, when you choose the patron, you can choose any one-handed weapon to make your blade. You can, but yeah, if you choose Pact of the Blade, you can also like choose a two-handed weapon, so like a greatsword or something. It just seems pretty cool. You get a thrall from people you kill. You can curse people, like Hexblade's curse lets you do stuff with that. You only get so many a day, but at like level 10, you get one back per encounter. I think it was, or you can only use it per long. Or I might be confusing terms now. I looked through all this arc, or like
Lots
I
of
looked through
rules.
all the subclasses. So yeah, now I'm questioning if that's the rule or not.
It's got Samurai for meta, which he didn't seem super happy about earlier.
I don't actually think Samurai is all that good.
Yeah, it's one of the weaker
just-
ones in my opinion.
like barring the fact that like it's just flavor, and if you want to play like whatever flavor is there, I just think
Plus, it's
that,
on
like,
top of the fighter already, which is fine.
Yeah, I mean, like that's kind of like what it came down to. Is like if I played a samurai, you could arguably just play a barbarian who just goes into a battle stand.
Yeah, I've seen that mentioned plenty of times.
You could play just. I mean, ultimately, it's really hard to argue that samurai is even worth the time on a mechanical standpoint as compared to I can't remember what they're called, but it's the one that has all the maneuvers you can perform as a fighter.
The Warlord
Battle
knockoff.
Champion.
Yeah.
No,
It's not champion. It's
The Battle Champion's the basic
Battle Master or something like that.
Battle
Yeah.
Master.
Yep. That I also felt like was probably just far better to utilize mechanically and then just flavor it up. I was surprised by the one change is that instead of gaining essentially resistance to like essentially all types of physical damage, slashing, blunt, piercing, you just got temp HP now.
Yeah.
Whenever you activated their ability, that can only be activated 3 times per.
I think
round.
that's the one that you get it back at 10th level, right?
Yeah, at 10th level, if you start the battle
It's-
without any,
yeah.
then you get 1. I'm like,
Right,
ooh,
that's
thank
what it was.
God. So for mechanically, it's just a disappointing one. Now, the one I did like a lot was Cavalier.
Cavalier. Get that. That was ripped. All 4th edition.
Cavalier.
I was
fodder.
gonna say ripped straight out of 40.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cavalier looks so
It's the
fun.
ultimate fodder tank.
Dude, the idea of playing this guy who's just like, I've got you here, you're not going anywhere. Oh, you want to hit somebody else? I don't think so.
Yeah, it's straight up 4E fodder, which is my favorite class from 4E.
That looks so
Yeah.
satisfying to play.
I think it's also draws from the Knight from 3.5.
Yes, it does.
The Knight was generally like the lockdown build for.
Yeah.
The
Really?
Knight had the same thing as everybody was. Everybody was always considered to be in a certain radius of him. It was to be considered to be difficult terrain. So
Yeah.
you could not 5-step away from him, and which meant that you were going to provoke an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, you build a Knight with a reach weapon, and then there's some feats that basically just make all the attacks whenever they move.
Just give him combat reflexes, and then you're on.
Go for
You're
it.
just set for
Swing
days.
away.
I actually played that build for the Knight, so
Oh, nice.
that's why Cavalier is like just such a
Speaks to
fucking
you.
back to that. Oh, it just does. There's something just very fun about being this guy. It's like you can't go anywhere. You're facing me. We're doing this.
Oh yeah, I like playing more tanky characters generally in these games. My favorite new subclasses, it's like a tie. I really like Divine Soul Sorcerer just because mine are both like fluff, not completely like. Oh no, the first one's more fluff. Divine Soul Sorcerer is just really cool. I like that you kind of like have like god blood in you or like some divine creature or celestial or something. And the art was really cool for the Divine Sorcerer. And I also like the Way of the Sun Soul Monk because he just shoots sunbeams at people.
That's actually from the other, like the Forgotten Realms book.
I think that is freaking awesome.
I do quite like that class.
You're
a lot.
basically Goku.
Yeah.
You're just Goku.
You just shoot Kamehamehas at people all day. Your monk attack can be like a ranged blast. You get some other neat like utility stuff too. I just like it's really cool. I also really like Cavalier, like Meta said.
I think my favorite fluff is still Hexblade because I've loved the Raven Queen since 4E came out.
I was all
Hey,
about
I'm
that
actually-
Raven Queen.
I was sad that they didn't actually use the Raven Queen patron from the same Unearthed Arcana that Hexblade was in.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
The Unearthed Arcana that the Hexblade was in also had Raven Queen as your patron to choose from. You
Oh.
could even turn into a Raven.
That's pretty
Nevermore.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that they gave the grave domain to the cleric.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
that's
finally,
cool.
you can play
I,
Cleric of Hades if you'd like.
I'm
Joss.
always a person that likes anything dealing with the dead and such forth.
Yeah, they get cool stuff. So they're not like the. I was like, oh, it's just gonna be like the Death Cleric. No, they get like stuff like False Life. They got some like cool like anti-life shell. They get some cool like ways they manipulate the dead, but feel different. Like very different than the just like you're just the cleric but a necromancer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I got a question for you, Obs.
Yeah, what's up?
Have you been reading like the little notes from Xanathar?
Yes, they're hilarious.
They're not. Some of them are just kind of lame.
I think
honestly.
some of them are hilarious.
Yeah, some of them are funny, but some of them are like they were written by like a 14-year-old or something.
There's one that's the
yeah. So
about the
because
minions or whatever.
Xanthar's Guide to Everything. It's like Xanathar is a beholder that runs Waterdeep, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are notes from him all over the book.
Yep.
Also, that's what I was seeing. I didn't actually know that.
Yeah, it's his little comments on stuff.
The minion one you're thinking about is around encounter building, I believe.
Yeah. Which gets us on to chapter 2, which is DM's Toolbox. Which this is also really good stuff, I think, too. I was pretty impressed.
I quite like revisiting downtime, mostly for magic item stuff.
Yep. Lots of rules on what to do in downtime. Like, if you have a job, how you do stuff for your job and make money. Like, if you want to, like, pit fight people, here's how you can make money pit fighting. Stuff, yeah, like Mal said, stuff with magical items, making them, finding them, selling them if you want to peddle magic items. It's got rules for that in there.
There are like complications of like, it's a fake or it's cursed or the person that sold it or sells it, actually stole it and then gives you up. So the original owner comes looking for you.
Yeah, so you get little
Might
histories to your magic
rival.
items. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's got like a table for building rivals for your character and like NPCs and stuff. Tips for building encounters. It's got random encounter tables finally, and they sort them by level and location and tell you how to like balance them. And it's got rules for like if it's a solo monster, you want it to be this CR level if you got this many people at this level, and so on and so forth. It's got some neat suggestions for like how to use tool proficiencies better in your campaign, like and not use the one skill. Yeah,
or
different abilities with different skills. Yeah,
like neutralize a poison with an alchemist supply.
Yep.
At a DC 20.
It's got it has little clarification stuff, so it's got like stuff for like falling damage, a few things like that. That some of the rules that were kind of vague that probably people asked Jeremy Crawford about a lot on Twitter, and he's like, let's just put these in here so people can.
That man is a saint.
Them. Yeah, I don't know how he does what he does. One of my favorite things in the DM's Toolbox is the new magic items that aren't very powerful mechanically. They're just neat fluff stuff. Like my favorite is like the billowing cape that just as an action you make the cape billow as an action you make the cape billow dramatically. That's what it says.
I need to add this into all.
Those are some of my favorite items. Like I love like the more mundane magic items.
You can get a helmet that makes your eyes glow red.
Dude, I need to add this into all my games.
Armor that just smolders and has smoke.
There's a reason prestidigitation is one of the best spells in the game.
Exactly. You get these little mundane effects.
Isn't there like a spice that instantly like?
Yes.
I think it copies the prestidigitation effect of like just pasting.
It's a little spice pouch.
Food. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got lots of cute little neat stuff in there that I love, and that now I'm just going to like hand out. My PCs are going to be angry with me.
Yes, common magic items. Armor of Gleaming. This armor never gets dirty.
Yep. There's an armor that you can take off as an action.
Just need to give that to Terry Tarrington.
Yeah, it just comes off. Just lots of cute little stuff in there. They really did a good job with this book. And then chapter 3 is just spells. It's got some new spells. It's got spells from like Elemental Evil and some from the Unearthed Arcana stuff. So just like a nice like condensed like print version that you can have with just more stuff. So it has like Sphere of Water and like Skywrite and stuff in it. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with the book. I love that there's so many more character options now, and it was something that 5e was severely lacking for a game that's been out for like it's been like 2 years, hasn't it?
Yeah, longer than that, I think.
Yeah, like 2.5 years probably. It's needed more stuff for a while. So finally we have more subclasses to choose from. They all seem like, for the most part, like fun to play. There's like stuff you can do. Some obviously aren't as more powerful as others, but like for the most part, I think they're like fairly balanced and look fun. Like I really want to try out the War Mage personally. So
2012 is when they announced it.
yeah, I think I play
And-
tested it at Gen Con 2013.
2014 is when it came out.
So it's been 3 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a long time. Whereas in 3.5 you have all the options you could ever want.
All the options.
Even 4th edition has like a butt ton of classes and stuff in it. So
but 3.5 was three. I think 3.5 just because of the instances and like what happened with the circumstances, like open source and what could be made for it.
yeah,
You're always gonna have just so many options.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, some people hated that.
yeah.
and
I
I
love it.
I
love
like
it.
the idea, but at the same time, I hated building characters for 3.5.
Yeah, that could be a bitch.
yeah, I even like Matt Mercer's classes that he made up. I think they're all cool.
Oh yeah, like the Star Child and stuff.
The Blood Hunter and
Oh yeah, classes.
yeah. So yeah, and he has like some subclasses and stuff too, but
In his campaign guide.
yep. So just cool stuff. More class stuff. That's what we really needed in 5e. That was like one of my like big complaints about the game. I was like, there's not like, I understand in like the core set that there's not a lot of stuff, but holy moly, it's been a while. Like before this, the book that had the most other options in it was Sword Coast Adventure Guide, and it was mostly backgrounds. So
Most of the actual, I think, probably all of the character stuff made it into this book. I think.
yeah. So I mean, it's just great to have like a little compendium, and it's like, it's probably like a book you need to have access to if you're going to run D&D, and your players will probably be thankful for it, just because there's so much to choose from now. Like, other than like cleric or wizard, like every class has at least 3 options to pick from now. So cleric and wizard have like a butt ton. And warlock might be like the second biggest now, or the third biggest.
Yeah,
after them.
they
got a
actually
lot,
got more invocations, which is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Like I couldn't remember if it was something. If I'm just remembering 3.5.
Now they have like 5 or 6 patrons and all these invocations to choose from and stuff.
Yeah, boy.
So it's great. If you love D&D 5e, it's something you have to read.
Right.
It's something
Pretty
you want to
much.
get a hold of. If you want to like not go, oh, I'm running out of stuff to play. I played a bunch of 5e. I'm sure people in Adventures League are gonna are so happy to have this, especially when they start their new like campaign season or whatever.
Yeah.
So, all right, it's been episode 33. Podcast 5 Rings, your source of enlightenment, the realm of video games, tabletop, anime, film, and tech. Each episode, Podcast 5 Rings, releases Monday mornings on iTunes and SoundCloud, now topic by topic, day by day on YouTube, with the full video releasing on Friday. Catch us out. I can't. It's been an hour and a half, people.
Fail.
This is what you get from me, my bum sore. Check us out on social media. Twitter.com/podcast5r. Facebook.com/P5R podcast. And Meta and his fiance are going to be streaming some more L5R this weekend, is what I believe Meta said.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna try for it as well.
So be sure to check that out. They're going to be streaming. I don't know what she'll be like during the holiday season.
We'll probably stream it even during then. It just might be not
on Thursday.
obviously days. Yeah, like not on Thursday.
Do you guys
or,
have
like-
Black Friday off, or do you have to work?
No, we got that Friday off. So
What about you, Tets?
I have
We all know
Thursday off.
Mal's like soaking it up over here. Does Ted?
I don't. Yeah, I think we usually do, don't we?
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
It's
but I
just-
think
it's-
everybody takes it off at our place.
Yeah,
so
it's
technically
pre-approved
does.
time off, or it's like pre-approved. You can take time off without asking, basically.
Yeah. So.
But you still have to use PTO. We only get federal holidays off.
Wah, wah. But yeah. All right. So check us out in 2 weeks. That's when we'll be back. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy time with your family and all that stuff. Eat some good food. Nobble on a turkey leg for me. Until then, we'll see you later.
Later, guys.
Bye.
Bye.